Hello everyone and welcome again to the Fox Den. This is going to be a double upload tonight because I wanted to make you guys special today. Now, because I've been playing this character a lot in League of Legends, she is one of my new mains, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna make a what if about her. Because she has the most potential for a character. So everyone, welcome to What If Female Deku was LeBlanc. We would begin at the start of Quirks. During the beginning, there were three factions. During the beginning, there were three factions. The factions of villains. The factions of growing villains led by the one known as, who is now going by All for One. The factions of heroes. With the first one, in a faction of heroes. But there's a faction that everyone has forgotten. Not due to the part of them not doing anything, but due to the intervention of their leader themselves. But there's only whispers about this person nowadays, during modern times, as the Pale Lady. She is the leader of this a group of in the shadows. But this is not the start of this group, however, because this group formed after All for One came about. But how did All for One come about? That's what we're going to talk about today. We would go to a young Hisashi Midoriya, also known as All for One in this universe, talking to his brother about them possibly using his quirk, Hisashi using his quirk to take away people's dangerous quirks and store them himself and give it away to someone who's dying so the quirk dies with them. His little brother would then agree to this as they would go off on their way. All for One, or Hisashi, walking through the streets by himself, would feel a presence watching him. Him turning around, seeing this woman who has this sort of latex-like bodysuit that shows way too much skin for her own good, but has a sort of Egyptian-like headguard. As she would walk up to him saying, "I know what you want, Hisashi Midoriya, and I can help you." Hisashi getting on the defensive saying, "Who are you?" This woman would then chuckle saying, "My name does not matter, but you may call me the Pale Lady. I make people's dreams come true, and I assure you, I can help you. You just have to come here." Hisashi would then be reluctant about it, saying, I don't trust you." With the Pale Lady then laughing, saying, "I'm afraid you don't have a choice." As suddenly, 7 more versions of her would begin surrounding All for One. With LeBlanc simply stating, "You might hate this, but I'm doing this because things need to be set in motion for my plan to work. My grand plan to work. So no need to worry, you'll just be my puppet." As she would do, as you see in the middle picture. She begins to use some sort of sorcery to invade All for One's mind. After a grueling 10 minutes of All for One screaming and his mouth being covered by the other LeBlancs, they would all fade away, like they were never there. All for One stands up, has a slight yellow sheen in his eyes, until he finally chuckles, saying, "Who am I kidding? Helping people? With this quirk, I can be the most powerful person in the world." And this is where we cut to modern time, during the canon timeline, where we see a young Izumi Midoriya the newest member in the Midoriya family bloodline, and a daughter to Inko Midoriya, the great-granddaughter to All for One. But not inheriting his quirk, however. She, thanks to her family, thanks to the woman All for One married, they gave birth to someone who had a telekinesis quirk. This quirk has been a staple for the Midoriya family for years. But unbeknownst to, at the age of 10, however, Izumi was hit by a truck. But the next day, though, she was fine. She just seemed to be more suggestive now. No one truly remembers what happened that day. All they remember is that someone got hit, but they don't know who or what they looked like. You can probably see what I'm doing here, right? As her days would go on, Izumi would be classified as quirkless due to LeBlanc's hiding her identity. She's accepting the role as a quirkless person. However, she's not unlike in the canon timeline. LeBlanc is not distraught by this, because why would she? This is going exactly according to her plan. Fast forward a few years, and Izumi would be, LeBlanc, as Izumi would be in her last year of junior high. Due to her taking over the form of a 10-year-old Izumi, she would begin slowly morphing her old body type into Izumi. Eventually getting bored and detaching a clone as that an illusion clone as she goes off to her own thing. This is where we meet the members of the Black Rose. As we see a pretty tall-looking woman who's giant as knives with red hair, dressed some sort of similarly in terms of scantily cladness to LeBlanc. As LeBlanc would simply answer to this woman, "Ah, Cat, you're back from your mission. How'd it go?" As Katarina, or Katarina, how do you pronounce her name again, would respond to her saying, "I managed to recruit the person you wanted me to. This so-called hero killer is willing to meet with you, mistress." With LeBlanc laughing a little, saying, "This is really going according to my plan. Sadly, America had a revolution, so I lost my influence over there. But in due time, I will get that influence back. After all, the stories of the Pale Lady is surely going around. The mysterious matriarch of this Black Rose that no one ever knows or don't even know who is a part of. Now come, Cat. Let's go greet this so-called hero killer." They would go down to Hosu as they would run into Stain is just sitting there saying, "So you're the Pale Lady, I assume, correct?" LeBlanc's giving a sort of seductive smile saying, "Yes, and you're Stain, if I'm correct. Your quirk allows you when you lick someone's blood, when you eat, taste, or lick someone's blood, you paralyze your targets. Is that correct?" Stain's like, "That is correct." LeBlanc begins chuckling, saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, Stain, follow me, I have something to show you. It's the reason why I wanted to recruit you. Since you look at All Might's high record as the only true hero, correct?" Stain nodding along, saying, "Yes, he's one of the only heroes I would not kill." As LeBlanc saying, "Well, you might not believe it or not, just follow me. I have something to show you." As they begin walking towards a different alley, avoiding the sight of the police and other patrolling heroes. While walking in front of Stain, LeBlanc gives the most nastiest smile. Because she has something planned. Cat, not even Cat knows what this is. As they're about to walk over, she points Stain to a corner saying, stand there and peek around. This is what All Might's been doing in secret. As they would see All Might raping a girl. Stain being disgusted by this, saying, I can't believe I worship that bastard. I'm gonna kill him. But if LeBlanc stopped him, saying, don't. Right now, he is too powerful for you. After all, he is the #1 hero for nothing. And besides, this area is heavily patrolled by heroes, so I'm pretty sure most of them are turning a blind eye to this. But LeBlanc turning Stain to her, saying, how about this, Stain? We work together to take down all the fakes in this world. Not just Japan, but the world. All I ask in return is you join the Black Rose. Stain thinks on this for a second, saying, all right, let's do this. As just like before, other versions of LeBlanc begin surrounding Stain. Stain, somewhat knowing by the rumors how the recruitment cycle for Black Rose works, accepts it. As this sort of magic purple light substance would go into his ears, as a Black Rose brand appears on the side of his neck. It stops, Stain falls for a bit and looks up, saying, all right, mistress, I'll meet you back at base. As Stain and Cat would go off on their own, LeBlanc would turn the corner as they would see the All Might and the girl start disintegrating start dissolving, because, as LeBlanc would then say out loud, my plan was perfect. You never knew the difference. Men are so easily to manipulate. She'd been chuckling to herself, saying, I can't believe that idiot fell for it. All Might's the nicest person in the world. He wouldn't do this, but I need him out of the way for my plan to work. And this is the perfect way to do it. As she would begin walking off into the night. This catching the eye, with her walking out in the street at basically midnight, this would catch the eye of a certain hero. As he would follow her to where they would this hero in particular follow LeBlanc back to the Midoriya residence. As this hero would see LeBlanc go up to the door, and they would see a little girl who looks roughly 15 open the door for her. This hero thinking this might be her mother and she's on her way for work. As the girl lets the woman in, this only reinforces that idea for this certain hero, as he begins going off. Now we cut to LeBlanc's perspective, when she's entered the house, saying, oh man, trying to getting away from heroes while keeping an appearance up? Very difficult. But I know a way how to do this. If you're alright with this, me. She began turning into her clone, saying, of course, me. Let's get rid of mother. Let's get rid of my mother. Replace her with you, since apparently I'm now your child. With LeBlanc chuckling as they would enter Inko's room with Izumi waking Inko up, saying, Mother! Mother! Wake up! Inko waking up, saying, what do you want, Izumi? It's the middle of the night. With Izumi saying, there's someone in the house. As she would stand up and walk to the door, saying, stay behind me. I'll protect. As she will feel a sharp pain in her back. Return to Izumi, who morphed into LeBlanc, saying, oh, mother. Mother, mother, mother. Should I really call you that? You never knew when your daughter actually died. I was simply using you to my own benefits. And now that you're dead, I'm gonna rewrite everyone's memories to make sure they forget about you. I will be the mother of your daughter. From here on out. As Inko would die, with her body disintegrating, thanks to LeBlanc using a little bit of her magic. With her giving a smirk, saying, "And the plan further succeeds in coming along the way I planned it." And that's where I'm gonna end it up today. End this one for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this one. It's gonna be a little weirder and out there than my other ones. Hope you enjoy this, and if you want a part 2 for this, tell me down below. Or get this video up to 500 views or so. Ta-ta!